Let's get more on the story. We cross to SABC News reporter Abongile Jantjies. A very good afternoon to Abongile. Tell us what else we know.
Well, Nzinga, indeed, there's no turning back now. The conference is taking place during this coming weekend. Starting from tomorrow, the registration will take place. Some delegates have already started making their way into the conference venue, which is the East London International Convention Centre. While registration is set to take place today and tomorrow, and by 9 on Saturday, everything should have the conference underway. And later on that evening, we'll see 1,500 delegates voting for the new leadership for this province, particularly here with this party of the ANC. And later on this afternoon at around 1, the provincial coordinator, Oscar Mabuyane, is expected to conduct an oversight at the conference venue and at the registration center. They've concluded that all disputes have been closed now. They don't know what could be another factor that could contribute to the conference being brought under halt. But with me, I do have the spokesperson of the Provincial Task Team, Oloyiso Makashela. A very good day to you, sir, and thank you for joining us. Can you safely say now that we are going to the conference and there is no turning back?
Good day, Abongile, and good day to the viewers. Firstly, Comrade Mabuyane is the convener of the Eastern Cape Provincial Task Team. I know you've made a mistake there, but it's a forgivable one. Look, we are more than ready now to sit our conference as from tomorrow the 6th. We are here in East London now doing a registration of the staff, registration of the guests. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with the delegates because as early as 9 we'll be starting to register all the delegates so that by Saturday morning, as you have correctly said it, we start with the conference in earnest. And everything else is almost there. And there's few issues, if I may just highlight, to do with the verdicts that are being concluded by the National Dispute Resolutions Committee, which we believe by tonight everything would have been cleared by that NDRC, because there's no dispute now that is being discussed with the appellants, but it's just the question of finalizing and issuing verdicts. And I know you would be interested in the areas of security, because that's what always comes to the fore when it comes to the Eastern Cape Provincial Conference, due of course to the history that we wrote ourselves. That has been taken care of, and every delegate, every guest, your media houses, everyone who will form part of the conference, rest assured that that element has been well taken care of, and people will be more than safe in an ANC environment, in an ANC conference, because we can't be a leader of society that becomes so reckless and cares less about the people that we lead through our government.
Vaccination was another matter that was brought by other delegates who are supposed to participate in this conference. If you don't have a vaccination certificate, does it mean that a voting delegate won't be able to participate in the conference?
Because we have issued that one beforehand. We have issued a correspondence to all the delegates, to all the branches, to all the regions, so that everyone is made aware of this important requirement. You see, it becomes a requirement because we have had an experience of the COVID-19 which nobody invited. Therefore, in every gathering that we have, and we have to lead by example as the ANC, that you don't bring anyone who has not been vaccinated amongst the people, so that you avoid any occurrence that may not be intended. So if there's such people, we will then get to know. For now, we have not been briefed if there are such people who have not been vaccinated, because we have been targeting, as the ANC government, a herd vaccination, which we believe ANC cadres and almost everyone in the province, those that we would have expected to vaccinate have done it so, because all of us were expected to be responsible citizens and take care of that element, because it would be dangerous to bring anyone not vaccinated amongst people who are vaccinated. It's not about elimination of some, but I think leadership have taken careful consideration of such a requirement so that people get to be responsible, that they can still do. And because a letter was issued early enough, I think it was last week, if not, so we expect our delegates to have complied with that element. And
why was there an emergency meeting called with Paul Mashatile yesterday? What was it to be discussed there? Some people are arguing that it was an attempt to halt and postpone the conference due to some factions not having sufficient numbers for the conference.
Look, we all eager and want to go to conference. All the groupings, if I can term it in that way, because it's just about us having different preferences as to who will then lead. But the issues that we were to be briefed about were the progress in terms of the organizational processes, and which have to do with disputes at the national level, issues to do with other elements of the alarm that was raised by both Chris Ane and Dr. W. Bikhubusana leadership to the national office way back in 2021, that there are issues of, manipulation that was, I think you would have heard about the story. Then we were then being given a report in that regard, and then how do we take that element forward? Because it has had to affect some branches. Then what then becomes the leadership as position in that regard? So that was the essence. And also for the TG, remember, he is the one in charge now in the SGO. He was forced to be with us to get a briefing as to how far have we gone in terms of the conference preparedness. Remember, on the run up to the date of the 22nd of April, we have had to meet with the TG as well to raise our state of not readiness, or our state of readiness, which we then, out of that assessment, we then had to call off the conference for this date, which now we are not turning back, and we're going for the conference tomorrow. So we're just getting all those briefings, and then what then needs to be done to take the process forward.
I thank you so much, sir, for your time. If it's the last time I'm speaking to you as a PEC member, all the best in the future.
Thank you so much, Abongile. It was a pleasure working with yourselves and exposing the ANC's proceedings and how we conduct our business over the term. I think it has been wonderful working with people like yourselves, and thank you so much. Otherwise, we are hopeful we're gonna pull through.
Well, Mzinga, that was the spokesperson of the PTT here in the province of the ANC, Loyiso Maqashela, saying that they've beefed up security and that all is in place for the conference to take place, and that they foresee nothing halting the conference as of now. Mzinga?
Abongile Jantjies coming to us from East London in the Eastern Cape. Thanks so much for that update.